Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock on Saturday the 1st of August, just making my way down to the land. Bright morning this morning, as always, not quite sure what we'll get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land, and I've had to stand in the shade this morning because that sun is mega bright up in the sky. Everything's looking very nice and green. Got a few things to just take over to the cabin from the car, but I'll get myself sorted out, unlocked, and we'll see what we can get done today. Beautiful looking morning. Just picking up the last few bits from the car and thought I'd show you something. You remember I was talking in previous videos about something eating the trees, particularly the new fruit trees I'd put in. Well, I got a message during the week, an email from Clive, who subs to the channel and is a viewer, and he was walking by, as he does, I believe, most mornings on the road outside the field, and said he'd seen a deer coming out of the hedgerow. Well, looking at the fence inside the hedge, it doesn't take much figuring out to see where they're going through. They clearly have pushed down this fence here and are using this as a little trackway to get out to the field on the other side of the road. So that's interesting. It's nice to know that there are deer on the field. They're clearly using this as a shortcut from the wooded area at the back, and a bit of a drive-through snack stop on the way to chew the potato flowers and the tree bark off the trees. So I will try somehow to get a trail cam out here and see if I can't pick them up. I can't put it too close because I guess they'll smell it, but yeah, just thought I'd share that with you this morning. I'll just shuffle these last few things down to the cabin, and we'll see what today brings. I suspect it's going to be scorching. We've had a hot week all week this week. Record temperatures the other day, 36 degrees, which is pretty damned uncommon here in the UK. Massive thunderstorm last night, but yeah, judging from that sun, I think we're in for a scorcher today as well, but you never know with the British weather. Let's see what happens as we go through the day. Well, first things first, I've just opened up the Polytunnel and had a quick sauna. You wouldn't believe the temperatures that are held in that tunnel. I picked up a few more bags of compost during the week and brought those down after work. I'll get those moved shortly. This little bed of pumpkin and squash, we've got flowers coming. This has suffered during the week. It's in direct sun pretty much all of the day. It's doing its best, bless it, to produce flowers and fruit, and it is making its way across across the field in various places, but it's not been happy this week with the weather, nor has the Jerusalem artichoke. Inside the polytunnel, this might well steam up as I go in here, I don't know, we'll see. This blueberry is outstanding growth from what it was when it first went in. Peas have suffered this week, but they are producing lots and lots of peas everywhere you look on these plants. Now there's pea pods literally everywhere that you look. Even on this other one here that really suffered earlier in the season. Cucumbers I've harvested. I've been eating peas to be honest. When I've come down to water, I keep picking the odd one or two or three. Cucumbers have gone crazy. I've harvested quite a few of these as I've gone along. Quite amazed how much they've put on, considering they've been roasting away in here, but it continues to put on new cucumbers. As fast as I pick them, they're putting new ones on. Not seen anything from this squash plant yet. That tiny, if you remember, tiny blueberry has gone absolutely crazy. Put on masses of growth, as has this cranberry. I don't think it quite likes the sun in here, because it is getting a bit of a change of colour on some of these branches that it's putting out. But it's producing fruit. Unlike, I have to say, the tomatoes, which seems to be taking forever, and I really doubt I'm going to get anything like a decent crop off these. But having said that, how excited am I to see the very first tomato? And I've had a kind of cursory look as I've been watering during the week. That is the first one that I've seen, and at the moment I'm desperately looking. Oh, hang on just a minute, there is another one there. So I have actually got 2 tomatoes from this forest. There might be some more hiding away somewhere, but I think this is the wrong environment. Now, apologies, I can't remember your name. Somebody did comment on the last video and say, well, why don't you put some outside? So I am considering just popping a few alongside the shed, but I have my doubts because I have a variety of critters that seem to be taking a great deal of interest in what's outside, and I'll come to that in a second. Strawberry plants, they are going crazy. There are runners going out literally everywhere. As fast as I pop them in this seed tray, they just keep pushing more and more runners out. I've been eating fruit off these as well. Not a lot, it has to be said, but I have been eating it. There's a couple there, look, just tucked away around the back. Fig tree, very nice growth on that fig tree. I have high hopes for that during the coming years. Last week I did plant out some cauliflower into this seed tray. We've got seedlings coming up, not in all of the cells, but they are coming, so that's good. And as are the carrots in this bucket that I planted last week. They're coming through as well. Now I will make a point over these next few weeks of getting some more seeds into trays, because we are pretty much done outside on the raised beds. I've got those 2 tubs of potatoes left to harvest. I will be leaving those for a while yet. I'm still eating the potatoes from this barrel. The raised beds, I keep harvesting little broccoli heads every now and again. I do keep them coming back with more, but there's not a lot left now, and the butterflies have managed to get in. You can probably tell on that cabbage. I put a few beetroot and other bits and pieces in here, but I don't know if you can see down there. Let me just lift this up and you can see a little bit better probably. Something has managed to get in and dig a bloody hole in this bed. Now I'm not sure how they've done that, because everything is as it should be. It's all covered up. So I'm not sure how it's managed to get in. It's got to be a rabbit, because it's a pretty big hole, but I don't know how it's got in. This is the raised bed. Similarly, I've got broccoli still coming through, which I am harvesting. I'm not making the mistake of leaving it for the extra day or two and coming back to find that it's gone to seed. Cauliflowers, I've just got the last remnants of those. I've been picking those all the time. Had some really nice cauliflowers out of there. The pumpkin bed, I think that's suffered a little bit with the heat. It's also suffered from almost continuous digging up by something. It is putting out pumpkins, however, something is starting to eat those. Not quite sure what, but it keeps coming back with lots and lots of flowers, and I've got quite a nice sized pumpkin just tucked away down there. There are a couple of more scattered around, smaller ones. The squash. I've been harping on for weeks about no flowers, and now all of a sudden I've got flowers coming through, so that's good. There are hundreds of them waiting to burst out in various places around the bed. They're everywhere, the flowers. So I am quite hopeful I'm going to get a decent crop of those later in the year. Final bed. You'll have seen me empty one of the carrot buckets. Though I've eaten those now. There were, how many were there? 21, I think, in that bucket that I pulled. Very, very nice and sweet. Just a little bit on the small side, so I am leaving these. I'll probably pick another one next week and share that with you. Those onions are doing very well, that I popped out a couple of weeks ago, and at some point today I will clip these carrot seed heads and dry those out, and then I'll reuse the buckets. It looks like there's a stray carrot or two growing in that one. I'm just wondering if that's popped out from seed that's been dropped from this seed head. Yeah, there's quite a few popping through in there. I might just be tempted to leave that bucket and see what happens. So there we are. As I said earlier, the sun is out, and when you stood in it, it's actually very, very hot. So I am going to get a bit of a sweat on today. I'll get that compost put away, and I'll see whether it needs a water now or later. I might not be able to resist the temptation of having a more in-depth look at those tomatoes, just to see how many I have got. But yeah, as always, I'm kind of making it up as I go along, and I'll keep you posted with progress through the day. Well, I've had a little look on the tomatoes. There's 3 plants that's showing fruit, and I don't know if you'll notice, there are some gaps. I've gone for it and stuck a few plants outside just against the front of the cabin here, and we'll see what happens with those. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with them. As you'll know from numerous previous videos, we do get big winds coming across the field here. So whether or not they'll survive, I guess we'll find out in future videos. But in terms of flowers, we've certainly got plenty of flowers going here. All of these plants, I mean, this one's absolutely crazy. I don't know how he's managed to put on so much growth on this one. So we'll see if they survive the wind, the weather, and the little critters that abound.
While we're talking about critters, I thought I'd share some footage of the crows that have been plaguing me for the last few weeks and driving me insane. These are busy pecking away at a rubber mat which is on the floor outside the door of the cabin. It's either a toy or they're trying to eat it, not quite sure which. The CCTV camera on the front of the cabin, regular activity there with crows and pigeons, but this young crow for some reason decides he doesn't like it, and he's wanted to attack it with this bloody stick. It's absolutely crazy, you couldn't make it up.
Well, I've just had a manic half hour playing with these strawberry plants. I had a little tray just at the side to plant these runners that come off the main plants. It's actually not that one, it's that one over there. I've cut off the runners because the plants are established in there now. In fact, they're even putting their own runners off. So that's independent now on its little own, with a tiny pot at the side of it for that stray runner that I couldn't do much with. And I've replaced it with this one, which has now got lots of new runners into it. And then I've got another one running off this second plant. So to be fair, pretty good progress, because when I started with these strawberries, I think I had 6 plants, out of which I think 3 actually developed, and they've gradually got stronger and stronger, put runners out. So I don't know how many plants I'm going to end up with, but quite a few. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that one, plus a little runner. And then I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 in those 2 trays. Yeah, so strawberries doing well for me. Certainly I'll have lots of plants for next year. So I've moved these seed trays out the way with the cauliflower and carrots in, and I'm just going to pot up a few more seeds into trays and buckets there. So it'll keep me out of mischief. Depending on what happens with this sun, because it is coming quite strong now, I might be tempted to just run around with a little red tractor. But I'll plant these seeds out first and see how we get on. So we're just making a few little holes in these trays just to get finished off for planting. Popping cucumbers, got cucumbers on the brain today, cauliflowers into there. Hopefully they'll produce this year. And I'm going to pop another bucket, maybe 2, of carrots as well. A little bit fiddly this. We've got an aircraft flying over. Nice weather for it. Very sunny today. Anyway, I'll get these trays finished, set up, and I'll come back to you in a little while. This is really warm in here. Really warm. It's like being in a sauna. But it's all part of the experience, and it's not often we get decent sunshine and temperatures here in the UK, so can't really complain. So that's 3 more buckets of carrots. I'm tempted to do a couple more of those just to see me through the winter. We'll see how they come on in future videos, I guess. Well, that's the carrot seeds planted. Just give everything a little bit of a watering, and we'll see how we get on with those. But the other seeds are planted just literally a week ago. They've all come through already, so the signs are good. Keep this bit of temperature going with the sunshine, and I can manage to stay on top of the watering, of course. It'll not be long before we've got plants to go outside in the raised beds and replace the ones I've harvested this year. Well, that's the planting done. That's last week's carrots and cauliflower, showing well now. I've got 4 buckets there of fresh carrots to go in. Little bit of an experiment. You might have noticed, you might not, I had a few tomato plants left over when I planted these main ones out into pots, and I just left them in the seed tray, and to be honest just forgot all about them. So I've popped a few of those in a new bucket to see how they get on, and I've got 2 trays there of more cauliflower, so we'll see how those get on. Keen to see these strawberries as well, how they develop over the coming weeks. and hopefully next year I'll have lots of them to go at. Anyway, onward and upward, get some more stuff done outside. The brilliant sun is gone, so it's warm, but not overbearing hot, so hopefully I get a bit done out here as well. We'll see. Well, the usefulness of the water system is coming into play, because I've run out of water in the Polytunnel, so I'm just filling some canisters to top up the tank in the Polytunnel. 2,000 litres on hand, so I'm not worried about water. So here we are with the little red tractor, just taking it out of the garage to look at a bit of grass cutting. And I keep talking about bramble bushes and rosehip bushes for good reason, because, yep, you guessed it, we've got a puncture in this front tyre. And let me just show you what it is, because you might find it hard to believe unless you've experienced it. But that there is the problem. And all it is the thorn off, I'm guessing that's a bramble bush. See if I can pull that out with these pliers. I can't get in and hold the camera at the same time. Bear with me a second. Yep, that's it. So let me just get hold of that. Well, wouldn't you know it? There we go. That's it. One little thorn that I've managed to run over, causing me chaos this morning. You've got to find out what it is. Run your hand around the inside of the tyre, because if you don't, and you put another tube in and you've not got it out, you're just going to get an instant puncture on the new tube. So that's that found. I'll get this tube exchanged and then I can repair the old one, but it'll not hold me up from cutting the grass. Well, a bit of a tube, but that's the wheel back on. So I'll take that inner tube that's punctured home with me today and repair that and bring it back next time. I'm just letting the little red tractor cool down a bit. And that's the first day that I've actually been able to go around all of the field with the tractor. So all the way up from the composting bins, round the cabin, round the polytunnel, and all the way across the whole of the field in a day. It's been a long day. But it just goes to show the work that I've done with the anthills, chopping those down and getting round the trees, it's paying off. Because previously that would have taken days to do. But now, with a bit of effort, I've been able to push around the whole of the field. And it is looking very nice. It's exactly what I want. Give these trees a chance to breathe and to put some growth on. Very pleased with it indeed. It's looking very nice. Must do something about that area where the aggregate used to be. I am making inroads into it. I'm gradually reducing the size, but in the middle there's no grass. It literally just was aggregate pile surrounded by bramble bushes and rose bushes, but it's getting smaller, which is what counts. So, good job done. Well, it's been a long old day, so I'm just starting to get everything put away. The mystery of the digging in the raised bed is solved. I hadn't noticed this morning because I wasn't really paying that much attention, but you can clearly see here, I presume it's rabbits, have been hacking away and putting holes in the netting. So that solves that little mystery. We'll see how those tomato plants fare outside over the coming days. I've just popped little red tractor away. I just need to get that chained up and covered up, and it'll be time to go. So I'll just get those last few jobs squared away and we'll be calling it a day. Calling it, I can't even say it, I'm not tired. Calling it a day for today. Well, that's everything closed up, locked away for another day. Everything's looking very nice, particularly the grass. It is becoming a bit of an obsession with me, I have to say. Polytunnel's closed up and put away, so we're good to go for another day, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. But it's been a productive day. I'm very pleased.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Lots to think about today. Tomatoes outside, will they survive? Crazy crows? Let me know in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.